Okay, grade 11s. Today we're going to be continuing with the PAT. So let's just get started. We finished last with the comparison table and the comprehensive summary, and we are now moving on to the phase 2. Okay, so it says present the selected solution as a set of working drawings and a pictorial drawing 5.1 and 5.2 that meet the following criteria. All working drawings must be appropriately prepared on appropriately sized drawing sheets set up with the correct borders. Okay, only one of the drawing sheets must be set up with a complete title panel. This will surely be given to you in class, so I'm not going to obviously do that with you. I'm just going to do a brief explanation of what is required of you though. The drawing should provide clear evidence that a high level of competency had been attained in the following required drawing methods. Instrument drawing, and if you are doing CAD, then obviously I don't do CAD, so I'm not going to do that one with you, but if your school does CAD, you'll obviously know what to do based on that. Okay, schools that do not have CAD facilities must prepare all the required drawings 5.1 and 5.2 using a pencil and drawing instruments. One entire working drawing should, if possible, be prepared using a pencil and drawing instruments, and the other using a CAD program. Okay, but anyways, we're not going to go through that. The title panel and all aspects of the drawing must comply with guidelines, drawing symbols, graphic symbols, and representations combined in the sans. Okay, we don't need that over there. It says draw. Oh my goodness, that did not print. Okay, so you're going to basically do a layout drawing, so the complete floor plan drawn to a suitable scale, which I have put in the grade 11 PAT playlist so that you guys can see how to work out an appropriate scale for you guys to use, with one view showing the front view of the building and the other showing the side view. So you're going to do a floor plan, an elevation, sorry, I've skipped a line, but preferably not smaller than the scale of 1 to 75. Okay, 2 elevations drawn to the same scale as the floor plan, with one view showing the front view and the other showing the side view. Try get your veranda one on the side view. Okay, so let's just make a note of that quickly. Okay, a detailed section drawn to scale 1 to 20, showing the detail from the foundation to the ceiling height, but not including the ceiling itself, on a cutting plane that passes through at least a door or a window. Okay, use break lines so that the section will be represented with a width between 1.5 meters to 2 meters only. Okay, include all the following features on the relevant views. Door and window detail, window and door frames must be shown in the 2 elevations. Basic single roofs, basic single line roofs, so only the basic shape of the roof. Permanent fixtures, titles, labels, and notes. Scales used, detailed dimensioning, cutting planes, and hatching detail. Okay, draw a large detailed human eye view, 2-point perspective drawing of the exterior outside of the building. The horizontal line must be at a scale of 1 to 1, be 1.8 meter above the ground line, and the orientations of the perspective must be prescribed by the original task or as prescribed by your teacher. Okay, evidence of the following must be included. All views drawings used to prepare the perspective drawing. These can be placed in a plastic sleeve, and the construction method used. Okay, the perspectives should not look like a test or exam paper question for a perspective drawing. By using photocopies of the floor plan and elevations, the perspective should be a larger drawing in the sense of an A3 drawing sheet. Okay, note, use a photocopy of the perspective drawing which may contain artistic features as the picture for the cover page of your PAT file portfolio. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's just get started and let me basically explain to you guys what's happening now. Oops, I didn't even show you that point. I sometimes forget that the camera's not zoomed in, but you should have your PAT in front of you, so it should be okay. My apologies though. Okay, so let's just have a look-see here. Okay, so you've obviously got your design brief, your research, or whatnot, your freehand drawing, and then your comparison. So once you have done your comparison table, you're going to pick the freehand drawing you like the most. So say you choose this one here. Okay, you're going to neatly draw that as a floor plan. So you'll have your border and whatnot that you needed to have on your paper. Like I said, your teachers should give this to you guys, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to choose a nice scale. So you could do a scale of 1 to 75, as they say, because it is actually a nice scale. And I do show you how to work out that scale in that video. But if it's a bit tough for you, another scale would be 1 to 50. But just be careful because you actually do want to fit everything on your page, okay? So basically what's going to happen here is you're going to take your freehand drawing and you're going to transfer it onto your paper over here. So you're going to still have your layout exactly the same. You can't really change it now, okay, obviously because you chose what you chose. And let's just do the rooms quickly. I'm just going to do a brief little layout, sorry guys. Okay, we've got our veranda, which should be over here somewhere. And basically this is going to be an instrument drawing, meaning you will use your drawing tools and not freehand. So you'll basically take your rulers like this and you'll measure and you'll use the correct scale. So if you wanted, say, this room to be 3 meters wide, and then you draw into scale 1 to 50, you'll be like, okay, 3 meters is 6 centimeters in the drawing board, and then you'll measure and you'll basically pass out your drawing, okay? Basically what they want is a really neat working drawing, okay? And then you're obviously going to have your walls and their thicknesses, so you might have like a little door entrance going through there, and you know, maybe you'll have a window going there. I don't know, maybe that's your window. Okay, and you're basically going to refer to your brief here of all the things that you need to add. So obviously we know the silo needs a fire pit, so you'll put a fire pit in there. Okay, you're going to have your sliding doors and your veranda, and you're basically going to present a fully fleshed out, neat floor plan, just like you would see in your workbooks, really. I mean, you'll have your walls that will still be hatched. You'll have your electrical fittings in this one, obviously based on what they say in the pack. So let's just have a look here. See, sufficient electrical lighting and switch socket outlets, which means you can obviously put it wherever you want. So maybe there's, you have your stuff. We've obviously still got the walls and stuff over here. Maybe you've got door that opens over here. Okay, you never know what your design might entail. I'm obviously not going to draw it out too much so that you guys can do your own thing. I just want to give you an idea of what's sort of required of you. That was a bit short, so that should be there. Okay, let's just use this one so that I don't have to draw over and over again. Okay, so basically you're going to still have your fixtures in, and you're going to have, like I say, your walls and doors and windows, but everything is not going to be freehand this time. You'll have your electricals, which you did not have initially, so you'll have, you know, your electricals going there. You'll have actual measurements, and then you'll change your measurements to get the correct measurements for everything like that. You'll have room designations. So for instance, here's the master bedroom, so you would say bedroom 1 maybe. So you'd say bedroom 1, and then you would say the floor finish is tile. Maybe it is tile, maybe it's not. Okay, and basically you're going to do that with all of your rooms. So basically what you're doing is you're pretty much taking the same sort of drawings that you will get in your workbooks, you know, the same sort of thing, except you're just drawing it into your pat now. So you're going to make like a complete little working drawing with everything that you need. Your walls, okay, the doors, be a door over there, swings, and everything that you're going to need, okay, as well as your measurements. And then you know what to do because, well, you are going to know what to do, because if you have a look here, it says here, include all the following on all relevant views: all exterior features including door and window detail. All window and door frames must be shown in 2 elevations, basic single roof line, all permanent fixtures, which would be your toilets and your wash basins and that sort of thing. titles, labels, and notes. That will be labels, your title. So this would be floor plan, and then you might have your scale next to it. Sorry, I should have written scale, but you might have your scale there as well, and then you might have your measurements. So whatever length this is, you might say, okay, that's that length. This is this length over here. All right. Title, label, and notes. Okay. Scales use detailed dimensioning, so that is this over here. All cutting planes and hatching detail. So now with your cutting plane, you obviously know you need to take it so that it goes through a foundation as well as a window and door detail. As far as I know, they don't want to see the veranda, so you could take your cutting plane through anywhere. I would probably do it here because then you get a nice roof view as well as the veranda. So you could make that cutting plane AA. You're going to draw that in on your drawing. Okay, so that sort of thing is sorted out. All right, once you've got your completely done and neatly drawn little floor plan, you're going to take the measurements and you're going to get your elevations. So you might say, for instance, take these up using a ruler. Actually, I don't know if you can see. Let me zoom the camera out. So you will have this as follows. You'll have a line going here, a line going here. Do you see how you're going to basically just use what you've already got to bring up the same sort of lines? Even if you were I don't know what's up with my brain today, excuse me. Even if you want to take your measurements on your ruler like this and then go, okay, that's got a measurement of this, I'm going to use that, and then you're basically going to draw in your house based on those measurements. So I'm just going to freehand it now, but you should be using your ruler. So we might have the silo over here, this over here, silo, and then going to have perhaps a taller house with everything that's needed, and then we might have our veranda over here, as you can see, that wraps around the house over here. Then we will have our front doors as indicated, so we might have our front door here. Obviously this is way out of scale, so do not use mine as a example of scale, but you should use it based on the video that I've done for you, and you're basically going to draw everything that needs to be drawn as per what you see over here. Then you're going to pick a side view. So it would be nice if you could do a side view of the veranda, in my opinion, but if you don't want to do that, that's also okay. There's no need. So what you'll do is you can pick a side. So maybe you actually want to do the silo, so you'll have your silo and your house next to the silo, or like that, you know, whatever you choose to do. And you're basically going to draw the elevations. From personal experience, the two views do fit on one page, but do not forget to do all the important things like your frames. Obviously there'll be door frames, your window frames. So say there were a window here in the silo, don't forget to put your frames. Don't forget to label it. So you might say north elevation. Okay, because if we have a look at the site plan, north is this way, so your house would be facing north, the veranda would face north, so you would have north elevation and scale, and then you might have 1 to 72, 1 to 75 for instance, and then you might have east elevation. Is this the east elevation? This is north, south, east, west. Will be west elevation, sorry. So you'll have west elevation, and then you'll have your scale, 1 to 75. Obviously you're going to need to put all of your details and everything like that. Remember, one of your drawings will need a proper title panel, so just talk to your teacher obviously about where you should put yours, as they would be best to guide you. Okay, and then that's pretty much that sort of thing done. Then we would need to do the section next. So you would obviously get a new page. Let's see if I can make a new page. Okay. Then we're going to find, okay, section, these need to be new pages. Okay, don't draw on the back of any page. Then you might take your section, so you go, okay, it goes through a sliding door. So you might have like your wall detail with your sliding door detail over there, little lintels at the top, okay, and your foundation obviously at the bottom. Mine's a bit short, so forgive me for that. You know, whatever the case might be of drawing in everything that you need to draw in, okay. You will obviously need to draw it in. You will need to do your little break lines so that nothing runs on forever. You'll need to do everything that they tell you to do over here. So let's just see here, the detailed section showing all the detail from the foundation to the ceiling height, but not including the ceiling itself on a cutting plane that passes it through at least a door or window. Okay, use break lines that the section will represent a width of between 1.5 meters to 2 meters only. So that means this needs to be 1 to 1.5 to 2 meters on your drawing. So that might say be like from here to this part of the room here, or maybe let's just pretend it's a little bit bigger so you can actually see the built-in cupboard, and then you would have to draw in the built-in cupboard. So basically they're trying to see that you have an understanding of how sections work and how much you can see into the place. Obviously you will have part of your ceiling as well that they want, the flat ceiling, and you'll have your section drawn. Easy peasy. It sounds like a lot of work, but once you draw it and once you get it going, it will be fine as long as you understand it, okay. Then once all of that is done, we're going to go back to perspective. It says a large detailed human eye view of 2-point perspective drawing of the exterior outside of the building, the horizontal line, okay. So let's just pretend this page here be our perspective, okay. Okay, the horizontal line must at scale 1 to 1 be 1.8 meters above the ground line. So say here you've got your ground line at the bottom. Let me just see that you can see this again, because I can't always see what you see. Okay, so we'll do this so that you can see. Okay, so say that's your ground line, and say the total height of your house is 4 meters, right? So say you draw in your 4-meter house over there and your 4-meter house over there. It mustn't be just blocks. It must obviously have the detail that you would have put in your elevations. So if I were you, I'd personally use the elevation views that you drew, right? So you might have the one elevation here and the one elevation here. That's how I would do it. So like that. And then the horizon line needs to be 1.8 meters above. So using the scale that you would have indicated for yourself, you might measure, okay, say that's 1.8 meters. Then you would draw horizon line, and you would do the same on the other side. You would have your horizon line, okay. Then you might have your picture plane up here, okay, because they don't say where it is. You might have your picture plane here, and then obviously your SP point will be down here somewhere, and then you'll get your vanishing points however you decide to lay out your stuff, okay. LVP, RVP, okay. And then you'll have the front of your house, or the top of your house, sorry, over there, however you choose to lay it out, okay. Then it says the orientations of the perspective must be as prescribed by original task or prescribed by the teacher. All views, drawings used to produce perspective drawing, okay. So if you printed, or because you're not going to be able to use the same scale as far as I'm concerned for your drawings, so you might half the size, or print it and then half the size, or you might not even have these on your page. You might decide to print out the elevations. So say you take your A3 paper and you take it to an A4 printer and you print out each elevation, and then instead of it being on the page, you might have the one side over here and the other side over here with your ground line drawn in on your piece of paper and your horizontal line, except these views will not be on the paper, if you see what I'm saying. And you might actually have your floor plan up here at an angle. So if you do print it out, basically what they're saying is they want to see how you did it. So those papers that you use to get only your perspective drawing on this paper, you'll need to put with your portfolio. Okay, so I hope that helped you. That's where I'm going to stop today. I think that's enough information. But if you guys ever feel like I'm not doing enough or not giving you guys enough information on what to do, let me know and I will make changes. Okay, because I want to help you as best I can. Right, so I hope this helped you.